But you understand, we do have one game left to play. Hey, fantastic. Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camp, the off-season, the training camp, down in Austin when it was hot and you were tired, the whole bit. Everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Yo, Cowboy fans only. Yo, look, this is for the Cowboy fans. Eighth one to Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. Eighth one to Jerry's World, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. Yo. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. It's time to eat, off tackle or the sweep. Behind Teron and Collins, ain't no problem feeding Zeke. And Dak lick his chops when he see D Lamb deep. You know 88 tradition that repeat. Coop route like Irvin, watch for Cedric in the slot. See us try to gallop to the end zone, they can't stop. Dalton up the seam, Jarwin carving up your team. Tony Pollard, X Factor, Kellen Moore with the scheme. We applying pressure with Lawrence and Gregory. QB's getting sacked, can't relax, rehab therapy. Micah got a hit list, Jalen Smith hit stick. No escaping Leighton, got him Trayvon with the pick six, dig that. Kazi go kamikaze, the defense is solid. Find me in Dallas at Jerry's Palace among stars. Screaming Cowboy fans only, yeah. Screaming Cowboy fans only. This is for the Cowboy fans. Eighth one to Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. Eighth one to Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. Shout out J Tuck. Subscribe to his YouTube page, Cowboy Fans Only. CowboysFansOnly.com for all your merchandise. Cowboys stand up.
Check. We good? All right, there we go. We good? It's always something, bro. It's always something. Y'all can hear me now, right? Yeah, we good. Yeah, man, it's always something, man. It's always something. It's all right, though. We're gonna keep things in motion. Salute to everybody who was reaching out to me. As you see, I do have my voice back, so I am going to be ready for Sunday night. Salute to my guy Mike Tag in the building. We are definitely going to be there, Cowboys Nation. We're going to represent. But first and foremost, I want to say, salute to all of the veterans out there. I know I have a lot of veterans that watch my show. I have veterans in my family and Cowboys Nation. So, it's Veterans Day. And fun fact about Veterans Day, right? I went to Emporia State, where Leon Lett plays. So me and Leon Lett, we played the same college in Emporia State. And actually, Veterans Day was founded in Emporia, Kansas. So, a little tidbit there. So, man, but salute to all the veterans, to everyone who serves, man. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for your sacrifices and everything that you guys do. So, if you are a veteran, if you're a veteran and you're watching this channel, hit me up because I want to give you a special discount code on CowboysFansOnly.com. Sincerely from me to you guys. So if you're a veteran out there, go ahead, let me know. Your boy J-Tech, I got you, man. Because like I said, I appreciate you guys out there. So we are going to dive into a few things tonight. We're having some malfunctions, man. I'm a little rusty. We're going to dive into a few things tonight. We're going to talk about this Atlanta Falcons game. So as we know, we do face off versus the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday. And y'all, to be honest, it's time to get back on track. It's time to get back on track. My guy, Professor O, says cancel Rowdy. I don't know, man. With all these calf pulls and calf things going on, I don't know what's going on. So let's go ahead and talk about that because you didn't see my earlier video. So the news broke earlier this morning that Randy Gregory, yes, y'all, Randy Gregory is going to be on injury reserve. He has a calf strain. So this is the third calf strain that we've gone through this season, right? We had Michael Gallup, who had the calf strain week 1 versus the Bucks. And we had Dak have one versus the Patriots. And now Randy Gregory. And I was saying this on Twitter. I don't want to alarm people, but if you see how long Michael Gallup was out with that calf strain, right? It lets you kind of like, man, these things can linger. And I was saying this as well. Randy Gregory can't hide a calf strain like Dak could, right? Dak can kind of be, immobile in the pocket, kind of mask it a little bit because the way Dak played on Sunday, I'm not sure if it was still there or not. But Randy Gregory, he needs his velocity, he needs his speed, he needs his leverage, he needs all of that to be the Randy Gregory that we're accustomed to seeing on Sunday. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this is a quick recovery and that he's able to get back on the field after we come back from IR. Now, here's the sad part, Cowboys Nation. We play 4 games in 18 days, right? We got Sunday, then we got the Chiefs, we got the we got the Raiders. And I forgot who's after the Raiders, man. I haven't looked at that far, man. But we got a lot of games coming up within the 18-day window. So Randy Gregory might miss 4 to 5 to maybe 6 games of this season. So, hopefully he heals fast, man, because we definitely need Randy Gregory out there. Now, I did talk to a few people who do NFL conditioning. Salute to my girl Stacy, who does yoga instruction and stretch training, and she was actually on the show. So we kind of spoke about it, and I'm like, are these calf strains avoidable? And she said, Tuck, absolutely they are. Right? It starts in the foot. 'Cause remember when she came onto the show, if you guys didn't see that episode, she talked about training, it starts in your base, right? Your feet, your Achilles, your calf, like getting all that flexible. So that way you don't have these type of things occurring throughout the season because your feet are your base. Yeah, so Matt O and Mike Taker say we play the Saints. So we have Falcons, we have Chiefs, Raiders, and Saints, but all without Randy Gregory, man. So we definitely need Randy Gregory back. But she was saying, it really comes down to stretching, proper conditioning, a variety of different things. But, sometimes these strains are, unfortunate, and how do you really handle it and recoup from it and rehab from it remains to be unseen. So my guy Robert brought up the interesting question. And I got asked this on Twitter, y'all. And I didn't want to touch it. I didn't want to touch it because I know how emotional some Cowboys fans get with this player. Do we bring back Jaylon Smith due to Gregory's injury? I'm going to ask the chat, right? I'm going to ask the chat, what is your thoughts on bringing Jaylon Smith back and moving Micah Parsons down to edge rusher and having Jalen Smith and LVE be your middle linebackers. Now, I'll probably tell you what Cowboy Nation is going to say. They're going to say, hell nah. No. I feel like Cowboys Nation would rather have me back there at linebacker than Jalen Smith. We all know how Cowboys Nation feels about him. So, will the Cowboys pursue it? I don't think so. But I don't know why you wouldn't. You know, like, I feel like you do need some depth at the linebacker position, and that will give you a little bit more flexibility to move Micah Parsons down. Yeah, like you said, Robert, it's a simple plug and play. He knows your scheme. Like, you come in instantaneously and possibly help. Cowboys fam are going to be out on it. I don't think that's going to be the case. Me personally, I would, right? Because you want to have more wood to the fire. And we sat back and said this, and salute to my guy SoFlo. He was like, the Cowboys had set back during the bye week, before the trade deadline, and didn't do nothing because they said, I like our in-house guys. But as you see quickly with calf strains, with COVID, a variety of different things, the depth that you once thought you had can diminish quickly. And I feel like as far as our linebackers core is concerned, and with our edge rushers, I know the timetable, DeMarcus Lawrence was on course, doing his rehab today. I am not sure when D-Law will be back, but if it's up to me, I'm trying to speed up the process to get DeMarcus Lawrence back on the field, because we are going to need some edge rushers. My guy Rome, Cowboys fan, talking to building, says, F that, bring him back, but he got to probably play special teams. At this point, if you're Jalen Smith, you can't have pride, right? And we always say this about players like, Cam Newton, like he just signed with the Panthers, right? It's like Cam Newton don't want to be a backup. Cam Newton would rather be a backup than be out of a job, right? Jalen Smith would probably rather be a depth piece, right? Be in the Cowboys locker room, play special teams, than be out of a job. So, sometimes that ego and I'm not going to do this, that gets deflated, and you got to really get it in where you fit in. So, I'm not sure. I don't think the Cowboys are going to pursue Jalen Smith and bring him back. But me personally, I will look into it for reasons I said earlier. You're paying for it anyway. You're already paying the man $9 million. I'm getting something out of you this year. Whether you holding field goals or something, I'm going to get something out of that $9 million I've already paid you, bro. So I would definitely bring him back. But I'm not sure contractually wise how that would actually work. Yeah, Robert, we also lost Cox, so that depth is diminished. Yeah. And that was the one thing that we were excited about coming into the season was we have a lot of depth, right? Have a lot of depth, especially with our linebacker core. Now, we didn't have that last year, but when you added Micah Parsons, you had Neal, you had Jalen LVE, Jabril Cox, like we had some depth, but that depth is quickly diminishing, and it remains to be seen because people got to remember Keanu Neal did go through a COVID situation, and I don't think that Keanu Neal was vaccinated. That's why he was out extensively, I think, the 2-game process. So if that was to happen, things will get really dry, but let's hope that is not the case. But I would bring Jalen Smith back just for depth. Cowboys aren't. I don't think they are. And Cowboys Nation damn sure isn't. So there's that in a nutshell. So what I want to get into tonight, y'all, is this matchup Sunday versus the Atlanta Falcons. Now, when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, we should handle this game. We should be perfectly fine. Nope. We're not going to do that again, Cowboys Nation, and I'm not going to let y'all do that again, right? So even though the Falcons are 4-4, the very first game of the season, they got dog walked by the Eagles. They lost to Tampa, they lost to Washington, they lost to the Panthers. We are not going to take this opponent lightly by any means, right? So we are going to focus and prepare just like we did for Tampa, just like we're going to do for Kansas City, and not take this matchup lightly. Now, do I think the Cowboys should win this game? Yes. I think we should win it outright. If it is a close game, and I want to say this before we dive in, if it's a close game and we barely beat the Falcons at home by a last-minute field goal, I'm not saying I'm going to hit the panic button, but I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at the panic button, right? So I feel like the Dallas Cowboys, after what we saw on Sunday, to come back home, regroup, and play a lot better versus the Falcons. And I feel like we should be able to outmatch the Falcons. Now, when it comes to handling Atlanta, we do know they have Matt Ryan, right? Matt Ryan's a decent quarterback. He's a veteran, former MVP, played in the Super Bowl or whatnot. So he's capable. And to be honest with you guys, Matt Ryan is playing decent football right now. I think he's like, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions at this point right now. So, Matt Ryan is playing decent. And we all know one of my favorites is coming to town. We got the Pitts train coming to town, man. So you give him Kyle Pitts. You also have Cordell Patterson, who's playing well as well. I think Ridley's still going to be out because he's going through some personal issues. So I think they put him on injury reserve, so he's not going to play. But they do have Gage out there. So they have some players. They have Hayden Hurst. They have some players that's capable in that offense. Now, when it comes to the keys to victory that I have set up for beating the Falcons, I think that the main thing that the Cowboys need to do is establish ourselves offensively versus the Falcons defense. Even though Dan Quinn has moved on from the Falcons last year, their defense still is struggling. They're bottom of the league in run defense and also in pass defense as well. They're also bottom in the league of getting pressure and sacks. So I feel like our offense should be able to really come out, establish themselves, and put up points versus the Falcons. Now, if we start to have one of these Denver Bronco type games where we can't get things in a rhythm and, Mari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb is dropping the ball and Lyle Collins and Terrence Steele is getting whipped, it might be a long day, but I do not think that's the case. I feel like when I said this when I did my post-game video, I feel like what we saw from the Dallas Cowboys offense was just a blip on the radar, and I feel like this Sunday they will be prepared. But the main thing that they need to come out is establish themselves offensively and strike fast and quickly and really put this game behind, because you want to make Matt Ryan play one-dimensional. Now, I said this on Twitter and everyone was like, Tuck, well, the Falcons really don't run the ball much, right? They don't run the ball. They're not a run team, so they are one-dimensional. And my guy, Professor Nix, everyone's building this channel. If I do a sweep, right? Boom, sweep off, toss to Zeke, right? Toss right to Zeke. What is the difference between me taking a hike and then hitting Zeke in the flat? One is considered a run, one is considered a pass, right? So they have an unconventional run game where they're going to use Patterson back there. He's going to be, it's going to be flexed out wide. He's going to be playing the slide. He's going to be playing the backfield, right? But then you also add Davis back there for kind of the short runs and different things like that, where they still have some type of run presence. It just isn't the conventional run presence that we're accustomed to seeing. So, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys need to come out. I love our matchups versus their defense. Now, they do have some guys who we're going to talk about here in a second, but I'm taking our wide receiver core versus their corners. Michael Gallup is cleared to play, so Michael Gallup will be out there. I'm not sure the status of Cedric Wilson yet. I didn't look at the injury report today, so if you did, let me know. But I think Cedric Wilson should be a go. But if not, we have our fourth receiver in Noah Brown. So I like our wide receiver matchups versus the corners. I like our running game and our offensive line versus their defensive line. But I feel like we should be able to really pick our poison and be able to have our way versus the Atlanta Falcons defense. But if we get out to a slow start and we let them get off into a rhythm like we saw on Sunday, it might be a long day. Second one I have, handle the versatility of Patterson, right? So Patterson, if you got him on your fantasy football team, you damn lucky dog. I do not. But Cordell Patterson's been playing lights out, man, and he's being utilized, like I said, in a lot of different ways as a wide receiver, but also in the backfield. He's doing a lot of different things, is getting him out in space and letting him touch the ball and take advantages of the defensive matchups. Now, here it comes back to that conversation about putting Micah Parsons at defensive end. If you do that, who is going to be your primary matchup responsibility for Patterson? So it's going to be a little bit of J-Ron Curse. It might be Keanu O'Neal, but we cannot, and even though he did play better on Sunday in that blowout game, LVE versus Patterson, Now, we're not going to do that, right? So I feel like Micah Parsons, having him back there at the middle linebacker position, that way he can kind of shell and monitor Patterson a little bit, add it with J-Ron Curse. It'll probably help, but we still need to get pressure on Matt Ryan, which is my next key. So getting pressure on Matt Ryan is going to be extremely important. Now, their left tackles are pretty much their weak spot. They allow a lot of pressure. They get up like 4 to 5 sacks thus far this season. So if we're able to get pressure on the edges and make Matt Ryan uncomfortable, we know Matt Ryan, he'll toss the ball back to us, right? But we got to establish a pressure. Now, how do we do that, y'all, without Randy Gregory? It's going to be very tricky. So to my guy Bluff in the house. What's going on, bro? He said, if we don't put Diggs on Pitts, we are going to need Curse to cover Pitts. LVE versus Patterson is a major mismatch. Exactly. And that's going to, we'll go to that in the next one. But yeah, we'll hold that point, my guy. But getting the pressure on the outside. Now, they do have a right guard who's pretty decent, as far as their right guards. They're a little bit okay in the interior, but on the edges, I feel like we can get pressure. Now, we're probably going to have Chauncey Golston out there. You're going to have Basham, Dorrance Armstrong. The question was asked on Twitter, will it be Bradley Nye? Will it be Azur Kamara? I really don't know, but it really doesn't matter who we toss out there, though. It's not going to be the same impact of a Randy Gregory, right? It's not going to be the same. So, I feel like it's going to be more of a team effort. Now, salute to my guy Rome, and I said this on Twitter as well. We didn't believe in Terrence Steele was going to be able to step up and fill for Lyle Collins, right? We didn't think that Cooper Rush was going to be able to step in and fill for Dak Prescott, right? So maybe this will be the opportunity for really next man up to step up and someone emerges themselves as a dominant pass rusher. Now, me personally, I'm tired of next man up. I just want to see the man, Randy Gregory, right? Every week is next man up, but I feel like Dorrance Armstrong has been playing decent. I feel like Basham is okay, but it's going to be hard to replace what Randy Gregory's been doing this season. So, but pressure is definitely going to be important. Like my guy Bluff said, when it comes to Kyle Pitts, that Pitts train, it depends on how do you want to match him up. And, they do use Pitts in a lot of different ways, right? Especially with Ridley out. So, Kyle Pitts was off to a slow start, and a lot of people are like, Tuck, told you he's going to be a bust, right? And then once Ridley kind of went through a situation and, they started giving the ball a lot more. So you're going to see Kyle Pitts flexed out wide, where he could be matched up versus the Diggs, right? You're going to see him, lined up as an inline tight end, like doing a variety of different things. And so the matchup is going to be critical. Now, you can maybe bracket him with a safety over the top and do different things like that. But like my guy Bluff said, if you have J-Ron Curse out there and Curse is taking the matchup versus Kyle Pitts when he's lined up at tight end, which I would agree with, right? And who's going to cover Patterson? It cannot be LVE. And previously in our nickel packages, you have had Curse and you had LVE out there in many cases. So, that's something we definitely got to keep our eye on, man, because we know LVE with these mismatches, and especially in pass coverage, it could be a long damn day. So I think that Dan Quinn, he didn't want to call it his rivalry game or his bounce back game or whatever you want to call it. He just wants to focus on getting better because we got whooped on Sunday. But there's going to be that sentiment, right? You're going to want, if somebody fired you, you're going to have some type of feeling about the people who fired you, right? So Dan Quinn is going to want to establish himself. But I feel like with Randy Gregory being out, he's going to have to get a little bit more creative at how he's going to handle some of these matchups, because Patterson presents a problem, and we know Kyle Pitts does present a problem as well. Defensively, they do have Grady Jarrett, they have Deion Jones, they have AJ Terrell out of Clemson, who they drafted last year, before CeeDee Lamb. So, he's been playing decent, but like I said, they really only have one corner. And AJ Terrell is not a traveling type corner. Like I said, now that you have Michael Gallup back, we are going to be able to take advantage of the matchups versus their secondary. Now, Denver Broncos, they were able to get pressure, right? And they were able to get pressure with 4. We can't allow that. I feel like Terrence Steele is going to play a lot better, y'all, at left tackle. He came out and said he's like, it's like trying to tell someone who writes right hand to write with their left hand, switching from right tackle to left tackle, but he's going to be solid this game. So I think that Terrence and also Lyle, they know that they got whipped on Sunday. They do. The whole team knows that they got whipped on Sunday. So I think you're going to see a lot better performance from not only Lyle Collins, but also Terrence Steele at the left tackle. Because like I said, I know there's been some things circulating on Twitter and, YouTube and all sorts of stuff about Lyle versus Terrence. Well, here's the fun fact of the day, y'all. We are going to need them both. Because I don't think Tyron Smith with his ankle is going to be back anytime soon as well. The Cowboys are trying to be secretive when it comes to things like, ankle injuries and, but I don't trust it. I think that with this ankle spur, that Tyron Smith is going to be out for a few more games. So, we're going to need Terrence Steele to really step up and emerge as a left tackle because we cannot go to Ty Nsekhe. We saw what Ty Nsekhe did versus Minnesota. He was struggling. I'm not a fan of Ty Nsekhe out there at left tackle, especially with Dak out there. Absolutely not. So as of right now, it's Terrence Steele or bust. So we need them both. So this whole Lyle Collins versus Terrence Steele thing, let's save that for the off season. But right now, let's focus on getting on winning. My guy Robert says Dan Quinn's familiar with Ryan and where he struggles. I think Quinn will plan for those struggles. Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing, like he's gonna know his team and his players, right? And so, but also you gotta think about it on the inverse side, right? Matt Ryan is going to kind of know what Dan Quinn's tendencies are. So it's going to be a chess match. But the thing is, I think that's really going to help us, man. I just think this defense is going to be motivated to play. We saw a lot of people throwing dirt on Diggs' name, going back and forth with Diggs and getting him rattled up in some Cowboys media, which I don't understand. So I think this defense is going to have a different focus. Micah Parsons, he played lights out versus the Broncos, man. And it sucks that performance went to waste. But I feel like Micah Parsons is going to have another stellar day. They're going to be creative at how they move him around. But we got to get pressure. Chauncey Golston's a time to step up. I like Osa Digizua, man. Like, I love Osa. Like, he's one of my favorites out of this rookie class. And so, but we got to be able to take advantage of it and get pressure continuously without Randy Gregory, which is going to be difficult. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. Having Randy Gregory out and still getting pressure is going to be difficult because he's not going to have the type of attention that Randy Gregory would demand, right? You got to maybe slide more protection that way for Randy Gregory. You might got to chip a little bit for Randy Gregory. You got to do a few different things with your offensive scheme towards Randy Gregory's side. Now, without him, they're going to probably sit back and say, all right, I'm going to take this one-on-one matchup, right? I'm going to take my tackle, I think his name is Jake Matthews, versus Dorrance Armstrong and see how things fare out before they start giving additional help. So somebody's willing to step up and emerge. But I feel like what we've seen thus far with the Cowboys team, how can we really doubt it, man? So I feel like this game is going to be a fun game. What's up, my guy, Steven? What's going on, bro? I feel like it's going to be a good game, y'all. Like I said, this isn't a game where Cowboys fans should be looking past our opponent by any means. You shouldn't. I feel like it's going to be a more competitive game than a lot of people want to assume. So Cowboys Nation, if you are going to the game, you might want to cheer. You might want to rest on Saturday a little bit, get some rest, go to bed like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, get your rest, keep your voice, because Sunday we have to establish not only our identity on the field again, but our presence off the field. Because like I said in my last video, what was last Sunday versus Denver, it was sad. But I feel like this game is going to be a competitive matchup for the most part. But I feel like the Cowboys are more than equipped to handle this game and win. I think it's going to be high scoring. To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be high scoring when it's like 40-35, like a high scoring close matchup. I think the Cowboys will probably put up like 35 points, and you might see the Falcons put up like 28, 24, 28. So I feel like because even with their offense versus our defense, we have some discrepancies that they can take advantage of, right? And it's kind of like a mirror match, right? I feel like the Cowboys and the Falcons are always kind of these weird little teams where our offense kind of does a lot of the heavy lifting. Our defense is never really there. They have moments, but I feel like what we're going to see on Sunday, they are capable of putting up points. So I feel like they're going to match up with our defense fairly well. Now listen, y'all, if the Pitts train goes off, I can't help y'all, man. Like, it is what it is. So, I try to tell y'all all draft season, but, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys could struggle defensively versus the Atlanta Falcons. So my guy Montana says you're giving too much credit. Who am I giving too much credit? The Falcons? Like I said, we are not going to make the same mistake that we made on Sunday. Like, we're gonna respect our opponent, but we'll never fear our opponent. That's what I always say, bro. Like, we're gonna respect them because they're capable of putting up points. They are, right? And they've been kind of in this rhythm a little bit, right? Matt Ryan's kind of been in the rhythm, so they do have some weapons even with Ridley out. So like I said, we are going to respect our opponent, but we're not going to be afraid. I'm not saying we're going to get dog walked, we're going to lose, but I feel like this was the mistake that, you know, not only myself made, but Cowboys fans, a lot of us made last week. We kind of looked at Denver and said, we got it, right? We got Cooper. We beat the Vikings with Cooper Rush. We got it. There's nothing to be concerned. So all that Kool-Aid sipping, no more Kool-Aid cup tuck. Nuh-uh. We dig up, we do our homework, and we get right, man, and we prepare for our opponent. We need to come in and play and come prepared, because if we come in there sleepwalking like we did on Sunday, we can get slept again. What's up, Special K? What's going on, bro? So yeah, but I feel like they're capable of scoring points. Now, what are the concerns? I'm going to ask y'all this, right? With Randy Gregory being out, what is your main concern when you think about our defense moving forward? Now, I'm gonna see if we're all thinking the same. I'll give y'all a minute. Comment in the chat. What is y'all concern now that Randy Gregory is going to be out for maybe 4 to 5 games? And I'll tell you what my concern is, and it was my concern on Sunday, right? Yeah. So Steven says both defensive ends are out, but both O tackles are wacky. Yep. And I agree, like, that was going to be an opportunity to take advantage of. But the one thing that I want to point out that concerned me, like I said, I wasn't going to hit the panic button, but y'all, our run defense, I'm a little nervous about, right? I'm a little nervous about our run defense, and you guys are you're saying pass rush, so we're on the same page, right? But with our run defense looking as poor as it did on Sunday, there has been some traits of, did our run defense really improve from last year, or was we playing at such a high pace with our offense and making teams one-dimensional that we wasn't really tested? And I felt like when we played the Patriots, Bill Belichick was the first coach to say, let's see if this run defense is for real. All right. They were able to get some runs off and have a balanced approach versus our defense, right? Like I said, the Vikings, I don't know why they went away from the run, but they abandoned it, right? And then when we saw versus Denver, they were like, all right, we're going to come down and fully run the ball down the Cowboys' throat. So I feel like with the run defense being iffy, like you said, Robert, if you're thinking from an offensive approach, if you are playing as the Dallas Cowboys and you know the capability of their offense, why not come out and try to run the ball, move the chains, make it a close, muddy game, being efficient, and keep the offense off the field? And that's what I'm worried about. And that's what I'm concerned about. Now, like I said, the Falcons, they're not really a run team. They're not a conventional run team. I mean, they're in 11 personnel. I think like 46% of the time. I think they're in 4 wide, like 27%, something like that. So they really don't really focus on the run game, right? But teams might sit back and watch film and say, let's try it. Let's try it. And now that you have Randy Gregory out, you still have DeMarcus Lawrence out, right? You still have Neville Gallimore out. You still have Tristan Hill out. You still have Brent Urban out, right? I feel like if you're going to attack this Dallas Cowboys defense, you probably want to run the ball and see, are we as good as we say we are? And I'm concerned about that, man. So I feel like that's where we're going to see. I think they're going to try to test us in that run game and really just simplify the game plan for Matt Ryan, get him in motion, because the one thing about the Falcons, they will play action you to death, and they don't really establish the run, right? They don't establish the run, but they still will play action to death just to bring those linebackers up a step closer, get you over the top, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what the game plan is. But if I have to be concerned for the next 4 to 5, maybe even 6 games, this run defense, because what I saw y'all on Sunday, it was pitiful, man. Like, it wasn't just the run defense, it was just the extra yardage. Like, Williams was just getting, you know what I'm saying, like those extra yards were like, okay, bam, you got him locked up at the line of scrimmage, right? But then he's pushing, first down. And I was like, what is going on? And I feel like a lot of Cowboys players, what they were doing on Sunday, they were trying to go for the strip. They were trying to strip the ball, which of course you want to get turnovers, right? But secure the tackle first. And all that extra momentum for extra yardage, it establishes a presence, right? It gives you the momentum, right? It gives you confidence. And I feel like that's when the Denver Broncos really started to feel themselves. When they stopped us on 4th down, the very first one when Zeke got stopped short, right? And then they started running the ball, and we were caving. You're like, all right, we just gonna roll up our sleeves, get dirty, and play physical with the Dallas Cowboys and punch them in the mouth and see where they'll respond. And we didn't. So we can't allow teams to think that that is the formula to beating us. We got to establish the presence. James Gary said Atlanta should be concerned about Dallas. Absolutely. So what the Broncos did to us, we didn't do that to them. We need to come out, bro. I'm coming out the gate. Zeke, first down, right? Zeke, first down. And as soon as they get tired of that, then I'm hitting them and we're going to be cool, right? We need to establish, like, nah, Atlanta. What you saw on Sunday, this ain't that. You're not going to be able to stack the box and put 8 men in the box, right? And take away Zeke and Pollard and just hope that Dak and Coop and Gallup and CD have a bad day. Nah. We need to come out early. Like, honestly, bro, here's my thinking. This is Coach Tucker. I got my coach hat on, right? The Dallas Cowboys have won the toss. We elect to receive, bro. We elect to receive out the gate. That's what I would do, right? Because I want not only the Falcons to understand this, but other teams around the NFL to understand what you saw on Sunday, it ain't it, right? And so I'm going for the gusto. I'm going to knock the Falcons out early and kill any piece of confidence they may have coming into that game. And you do it by being physical, punching them in the mouth, and really establishing our offense and our dominance, which we're capable. Let's see here. Cowboys will be fine. We hope. Like I said, I'm not hitting the panic button now. We're sitting here and we play like we did on Sunday, again on Sunday, and we're going to talk about it. Micah has the chance to help the ends, but he'll wear out. At what cost do we use him? It's a good question, Steve. Like, I do think you can wear Micah Parsons out by just moving him all over. I think that ideally the Dallas Cowboys want Micah Parsons to be their middle linebacker. Like, that's where they want him at, and being this chess piece that can move around the field. I don't think they want him to be just a standalone defensive end. So, but you gotta think about it. You're thinking, you're moving. You're like, even though he's not the green dot guy, J-Ron Curse is like, it's a difference between playing edge rusher and also playing middle linebacker. Like, your assignments, everything is different. So, you don't want to toss too much at Micah Parsons, even though he's shown he can handle it. I just think they're going to be more situational, maybe on 3rd downs where they have him coming off the edge and passing downs to come off the edge to get that pressure versus being the middle linebacker. So they're going to be more strategic about it versus just putting him at one position and saying that's where you're going to be at. Armstrong and others need to step up. Like I said, I think Armstrong will. I mean, Armstrong was having a decent season before the injury occurred, so I think Armstrong is really going to take it with a badge of honor and maybe step up. But like I said, even if they step up, it ain't no Randy Gregory, though. Like, what Kanye say, it ain't no Ralph, though, right? I'm saying the same thing about, Bradley Anai and Zira Kamara and Dorrance Armstrong. Like, it ain't no Randy, though, bro. It's not no Randy, right? The Randy Gregory impact has been tremendous all season, and it's going to be hard for them to kind of mimic that, but they can play decent, man. Let's see here. We need that lead 100%. They have the smallest interior linebacker group in the league. We have to be physical in the middle with them. Yeah, I agree. And, I'm going to ask you this, Bluff. Do y'all think that not having Blake Jarwin maybe had an impact on Sunday's game? I was asked that question. Personally, I don't. I just think, y'all, to be honest with you, the Cowboys just had a bad day. Like, I think it's really just that simple, that the Cowboys had a bad day, and that was it. I know a lot of people were asking, like, Tuck, Jarwin was out. That was, I feel like Cowboys fans were trying to find a reason to rationalize what the hell we saw on Sunday, but I don't think Blake Jarwin being out made that much of a difference. I just think everybody was off. Robert says, our run defense has always been suspect. It's something that never seems to be addressed. Yeah, and I feel like what we did earlier on in the season, we assumed that our run defense has gotten better from last year, because last year was so horrific, right? We're just like, all right, it's much better than that, right? Than Mike Nolan, right? They got to be better, right? So we just assume it's gotten better, but we wasn't really tested. Think about it. We go back to week 1. Tampa really didn't run the ball. I mean, they did have Austin Eckler week 2. They really didn't run the ball that heavily. We dodged the bullet. Christian McCaffrey was out. We got up on the Eagles, so that the Eagles abandoned the run with Miles Sanders. Saquon got hurt, and so we wasn't really tested earlier on to see if our run game has really improved. We just sat back and kind of assumed that it's gotten better until Bill Belichick came and tested, until the Broncos came and tested it. So we'll have to see. See, if the Broncos play Dallas the next 3 times, that's what be absolutely, bro. And here's the crazy part. Now it's like, honestly, y'all, I wasn't like, all right, we play the Broncos, let's go. Let's see. I wasn't fired up for that game. But the way that the Broncos fans are behaving, I want to play the Broncos again, bro. I just didn't like Sunday. And like I said, y'all, I didn't have a voice. Like, I couldn't whisper. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't talk. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't be myself, right? I want to play the Broncos again. Hell, I know when the Broncos come here in a few weeks to Kansas City, I might just show up to that game just to talk a little bit, but here's the thing. I want to say this. I am not a fan of people who are extremely humble, right? But then if things go in their favor, then they're big and bold, right? They're front running, right? So all the Broncos fans that were there, they're like, hey man, you guys are probably going to blow us out. We just want to see the stadium. It's my 50th birthday. This was a gift. It's probably going to be a blowout. We suck. Rah, 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 right? But then after the game, it's, yeah, America's team, you're in Broncos country. Like, nah, bro, if you're going to keep that energy before or after, keep it before, right? That's why I respect Eagles fans, right? Eagles fans, they're going to be talking crap before the game. They're going to be talking after, right? Keep that same energy. Don't be like, hey, man, I'm just here to have a good old time. And all of a sudden, we walk out the stadium, you got flags and you're beating your chest and, Cowboys suck. No. We're not going to do all that. But yeah, Denver wanted it more than the Cowboys. It meant more to them. Yeah. It meant more to them from the player standpoint, and it meant more to them from the fan standpoint. Like, it meant a lot. Like, you gotta think, they don't see us but every 4 or 8 years, right? And to be able to come to Dallas and play, like, they were up for that game. We were sleepwalking. The fans were sleepwalking. The players were sleepwalking. And they got us on that day, but don't expect for that to happen on Sunday. Yeah, Dallas just didn't respect the Broncos. Nothing to be concerned about. Yeah. And even Mike McCarthy kind of mentioned it, right? They were, having shortened practices, really just focusing on film and, kind of taking the easy road because they wanted to rest. And you got to think about it. That was an emotional win that we came off of to go to Minnesota, beat the Vikings with everybody healthy on the Vikings aspect with Cooper Rush. Right? So you're coming off of that, like, damn, bro, like, this is our year. We can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're feeling yourself. You're feeling good. And so you feel like you have this mentality as no matter as bad as things get, you're going to be okay and you're going to rally back. Because think about it. We've trailed a lot at halftime, a lot of games. We trailed at halftime, I think, Tampa. Correct me if I'm wrong. We trailed versus the Chargers. We trailed versus the Panthers. We trailed versus the Patriots. And we trailed versus the Broncos, right? So we've been trailing at the halftime, but we always have this idea, okay, well, Kellen Moore's going to adjust. He's going to adjust. He's going to be fine. We're going to come back. We're going to cook and put 40 on him. But when that doesn't happen, right? When the offense doesn't strike like we thought, right? We don't get turnovers. And to be completely honest with y'all, I don't want to talk about the Broncos too much. We got to move on to the Falcons. But what really happened in that game, when that block punt went back to Denver, that was it, right? That was if you play Madden and your momentum meter will be charging all the way up. When Micah Parsons got that sack, and then we came out and Malik Turner came out and got that block punt, like it was like, okay, here we go, right? And then they're going back and forth, they're checking the video, I'm like, what is going on? Oh, they're trying to get the spot of the ball. Okay, cool. And they said this, don't touch the ball, past the line of scrimmage, Broncos ball. And the Cowboys fans, we deflated. I feel like the team deflated, everything deflated, and they went down that drive, and that was kind of the ball game. So, I'm not going to harp on that Broncos game too much unless I see a trend. But as of right now, I think the Dallas Cowboys will bounce back. Yeah, Steve, like, bro, like, now, me, I've been like proactively trying to tell people to stand up. I had to sit down and was like, what? What's that? what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Because when you're at the games, right, they don't explain all the details and the rules that, people at home are getting. So I'm just thinking, how did they get the ball back? Nobody knew. And so we couldn't understand it and just didn't make sense, man. It was just like, that took the air out of the stadium. All that momentum that we just charged up on that meter swung right back to the Denver Broncos. I mean, even if you go back to the, just some of these calls, man, some of the things happening on Sunday, but we can't allow it to get into the refs' hands. We can't. The Cowboys aren't that team where it's like, okay, we're going to be playing at home. We're going to get some home cooking. We get zero home cooking. We get nothing. We get nada. Nothing. We've seen it. We've seen Dak stretch all the way over the goal line, right? And get nothing, right? So we don't get these home cooking calls that other teams get. So when we come to play versus the Atlanta Falcons, and I feel like Atlanta fans, they're going to be deep. They're going to be fired up. People from Atlanta, right? They just love to party and just do stuff. They just come to Dallas to kick it, right? But they're going to be out there. The Dallas Cowboys, just like my guy Steve says, needs to lock in, handle business, and set the standard, right? And when I say set the standard, I mean this. You don't play to the level of your opponent. You play to the level of the standard you're trying to set as the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Tyson, he didn't care who he's fighting. He's coming to knock people out. I don't care, right? I don't care who I'm fighting. If it's me, if it's fighting who, I'm coming to knock you out because that is what I do. The Dallas Cowboys need to raise their standard. Like, I don't care who we're playing. I don't care who their quarterback is. I don't care, what their fan. I don't care if it's a noon game, right? We are coming to knock you out and establish our presence to a different standard because we the Dallas Cowboys and we are fighting and aiming for something different this season. So I feel like that's going to be the temperament amongst the locker room versus Mike McCarthy, and I think the Cowboys will be okay. So, I'm not going to say I'm not concerned because you never can know how things can go any given Sunday, but I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are going to bounce back and be prepared for Atlanta. So, prediction time. Let me get y'all predictions there down in the chat, man. See, no slow start, take care of business and move on to the next game. Yep, exactly. Because I know in my pregame video, I said, remove the term trap game out of your vocabulary, right? And I want to say this. I don't think Denver was a trap game. I feel like if anything was going to be a trap game, Atlanta would be a trap game, right? Because we do got Kansas City, all the fun games are on the horizon, right? So if there was a trap game, this will be it. But I don't think this Dallas Cowboys team has a trap game mentality. Now, they didn't prove me right on Sunday, but I feel like they're going to be a much focused team. And as long as Dak Prescott's out there, he's going to get this team to rally, and they're going to come to play because they got embarrassed. Everybody got embarrassed on Sunday. The team got embarrassed. The coaching staff got embarrassed. Jerry got embarrassed. Us fans got embarrassed. We got embarrassed. That's our wake-up call. Now it's time to roll up our sleeves and get back to Dallas Cowboys football and establish our presence and go ahead and win this ball game. Miller has 28-17. I can see that. I feel like the Cowboys are going to win this game. Let me think. I got 34-26. 34-26, I feel like the Cowboys are going to win this game. Now, I know looking at what the Eagles did to the Falcons, I want to blow them out because I want Eagles fans chirping like, oh, you guys only beat the Falcons by 5 or 7. We blew for that reason. But I can see 34-26 Cowboys, though I would like a 40 burger. After what Cowboys fans said through this past Sunday, Dak needs to get on the grill. Zeke needs to get on the grill, get that Falcon meat out, toss in the grill, and give us a nice clean 40 burger to make up for what we saw on Sunday. And here's what I'll say. Here's how I know the Cowboys and the offense will come prepared this Sunday. Let's go back to the end of the game versus the Broncos, right? Dak Prescott was playing like his life was on the line when we were really just down 30-0 and he shouldn't even be out there on the field. So even Dak was upset about it, right? Dak was upset that, man, hey, salute, Steven, new subscriber, man. Welcome to the family. Appreciate you. The temperament, you can see that Dak was upset about how he was playing, how the offense was playing. Because they asked him, was there ever a thought process about, you coming out of the game? And Dak clearly said in the postgame, he was like, that was never a conversation. And even if they would have told me to, I would have told them, hell no, I'm not coming off the field. So Dak has this mentality where he's setting a standard for himself and this team. He's going to come ready to play, and I know the offense and this team is going to come ready to play on Sunday as well. So I think that the Cowboys will be a lot better back to what we saw previously before the Broncos game, man. But it's your boy J Tuck. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe. Salute to all the new subscribers. Salute to everybody who's been showing support. Salute to my guy Shane in the building. Everybody down in the chat, man. I appreciate all the support. Also, follow me on Twitter at jtuck151. And like I said, cowboysfansonly.com. Use the code CFOGANG 10% to get your 10% off. And like I said, if you are a veteran, previous veteran, and you want to get some merch from the store, hit me up. I'm going to give you a special discount code just for you to buy some merch, man, to show my appreciation for everything of you and your family for doing your service and for your sacrifice, man. But I appreciate all the support. I'm flying out to Dallas tomorrow. My flight just got moved up, so I'll be in Dallas tomorrow. I might do a live show once I get to Dallas. I get there pretty early. I might do another live show, bring in some guests, man, have some fun. Like I said, my apologies last week. I was going through some health stuff. Everything's perfectly good, man. I'm healthy, man. Blood work, everything came back good. So, I kind of chilled. I'm going to kind of take my foot off the pedal and relax and, spend time with the family, man, because that's the most important thing is like being healthy, being around your family first. And that's my number one priority. So I took the week off, man, but I'm back. I'm healthy. My voice is I'm at 60%, 60%. I'm probably going to rest a little bit, but Sunday I will definitely be at 100% turned up to the max. And every Cowboys fan in that building, he better be turned up the same, man. We definitely got to get back to winning, man. So I appreciate all the support, man. Like I said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And also, if your wife is trying to tell you to put up the Christmas decorations right now, do not fold. It is not Christmas yet. My wife has been all the sneaky stuff like, oh, well, since you're going to be gone this weekend, I'm going to put the Christmas decorations. Like, it's not Christmas yet, man. Just like the Cowboys and take it one game at a time. All you Christmas people, take it one day at a time. We'll eventually get there in December, man. But, I want everybody to have a good holiday. Whether you're traveling for Thanksgiving, like going through what we went through last year, y'all, it was depressing. Like I couldn't be around my family. Like it was the first time, I don't even know, probably like in recent memory where I wasn't around my family for Christmas. We couldn't have Thanksgiving the same way. So like, nah, I'm not putting up, nope, I'm not putting up those decorations. Not at all. Not at all. But definitely take this year and this time if you can to enjoy your family, man. Enjoy the little things. Enjoy the things that we took for granted that was almost taken from us. Like every Cowboys game I go to and I attend, I am extremely thankful for that because last year I didn't get to go to any sporting events, right? So it's like, it's take it with a grain of salt, man. Spend time with your family, man. Be appreciative. We'll get to the Thanksgiving Day game. Hopefully we don't get embarrassed, right? But saying like, just enjoy the time, man. You'll get to Christmas, but like really appreciate the seasons, man. Be thankful, give thanks, and yeah, spend time with your family, man. It's your boy J Tuck. Like I said, stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and go Cowboys. Let's get it. Peace.